dear children, how are you all? Hope all are fine and doing well. Today we are going to start a new chapter, that is some natural phenomena. So I am welcome you all to learn this chapter. You have learned about winds, storms and cyclones in class 7. You know that such phenomena are highly destructive and cause a lot of damage to property and suffering to the human and animal life. In this chapter, we are going to learn about two more destructive phenomena, that is lightning and earthquakes. We shall also consider the ways to reduce or minimize their destructive effect. I know you all have seen lightning in the sky during a storm. I think you all also have seen sparks in electric gas lighter used to light up LPG in your home. Have you seen similar sparks in a loose electric plug point? All these sparks have similar nature. They arise because of electric discharge. You already learned that air is an insulator and electric current cannot pass through it. Then how do these sparks and lightning occur? Let us try to understand the nature of the sparks. For that, first we have to learn something about electric charges. So let's start our topic. Children, before discussing about electric charges, we will see the basic structure of matter. Atoms are the basic units or the building blocks of matter. Every atom contains three particles: a positively charged particle called proton, negatively charged particle called electron, and a chargeless particle called neutron. These three particles are present in all the atoms. Usually, the atom as a whole consists of an equal number of positive and negative charges. That is, the number of protons and electrons in an atom will be the same. In such case, the atom is said to be electrically neutral. But if there is an unbalance in the number of charges or number of protons and electrons, then the object will be having an electric charge. That means the object will be having a positive charge if the number of protons are more than the electrons, and the object will be having a negative charge if the electrons are more in number than protons. Children, as discussed before, atoms usually have equal number of positive and negative charges. Therefore, they are electrically neutral. This is the reason why most of the objects around us are electrically neutral. But an electrically neutral object can be charged by using different methods. We will discuss these methods one by one. First is charging by friction. In this method, charging is done by rubbing one material with another. Children, you have seen that in an atom, the positively charged particles, that is the protons, are firmly bounded in its nucleus along with the neutrons. But the negatively charged particles, that is the electrons, are loosely bound. Therefore, it is possible to remove some of the negatively charged particles, that is these electrons, by rubbing. Due to this, electrons will transfer from one material to the other and they will acquire equal and opposite charges. That is, the material from which the electrons are transferring or the material which loses the electrons will be getting a positive charge, and the material which gains these electrons, or the material to which the electrons transfer, that will be acquiring a negative charge. These charges produced by rubbing are static. That means they are static charges. Static charges means these charges are at rest. They are not moving. These charges can cause sparks or crackling during their discharge. That means while transferring from one object to the other, they will be producing sparks. This is the same sparks you will be seeing in an electric pole when wires become loose. Or you may have seen similar sparks in a socket when the plug become loose. Another example is when you take off a woolen sweater or a woolen cloth from your body, sometimes your hairs will stand, and you will be seeing a spark if you are doing the same at night. And if it is a silent atmosphere, you can hear that crackling sound also. So these all are examples of this electric discharge, or the transfer of electrons from one object to the another when these two surfaces are rubbed against each other. Lightning is also an electric spark, but on a huge scale. Children, if you rub two bodies against each other, friction is developing between their surfaces. Therefore, this method of charging a body by rubbing is called charging by friction. We will discuss some examples for this method. If you comb your dry hair with a plastic comb, and after combing, if you bring this plastic comb near to some paper bits, it will attract that paper bits. Because when you comb your hair with the comb, these two things, that means the hair and the plastic comb, they are rubbing against each other, so that a charge transfer is taking place there and the plastic comb is getting charged. Therefore, it will be attracting that paper bits. Similarly, when you rub a glass rod with a silk cloth, the glass rod acquires a positive charge, that is, electrons are transferred from glass to silk. Then the silk will be getting a negative charge because it is gaining the electrons, and the glass rod is losing the electrons. So the object which loses the electrons, that is the glass, it is getting positive charge, and the object which is gaining the electrons, that is the silk, it is getting a negative charge. Another one is when a plastic straw is rubbed with polythene, the plastic straw acquires a negative charge. In the first example, the plastic comb also getting a negative charge. Negative charge means in that particular process, the electrons are gained by the plastic straw, or the electrons are gained by the plastic comb. And the other one, that means the polythene or the hair, it will be losing the electrons, so that will be becoming a positively charged object. Therefore, the electric charge produced by rubbing are static. That means they are the charges at rest. They do not move by themselves. But when electric charges move, that will give rise to electric current. The current in a circuit which makes a bulb glow, or the current that makes a wire hot, etc. are due to motion of charges, because in an electric circuit the charges are moving. So that will give rise to electric current. Children, the next method is charging by conduction. In this, the object is charged by touching it to a charged body. We have seen in the previous part, when we rub a glass rod with a silk, it acquires a positive charge. If we touch a metal object with this glass rod, the metal object will also get the same charge of the glass rod, that is the positive charge. This method is called charging by conduction. The next method is charging by induction. In this method, the object is charged by bringing a charged body near to it but not touching it. In this case, the body being charged acquires an opposite charge to that of the body charging it. That is, if you are bringing a positively charged glass rod near to the object will be getting a negative charge. This method is called charging by induction. So, charging by friction, charging by conduction, and charging by induction are the three methods by which we can make a charged object. But in this chapter, we are mainly discussing the first method, that is charging by friction. The other two methods are given for your understanding. Next, we will see the attractive and repulsive properties of electric charges. Like charges, that means similar charges, repel each other. That is, if you bring two positive charges closer or two negative charges closer, they will show repulsion. Unlike charges attract each other. That means if the charges are different, if one is positive and other one is negative, they will show attraction. A charged object can attract an uncharged object. A charged object means maybe it will be positively charged or negatively charged. It can attract an uncharged object. Uncharged object means that object will be in electrically neutral state. It consists of equal number of positive and negative charges, or the number of protons and electrons are equal in number. So, if you bring a positively charged object to an object which is in electrically neutral state, the positively charged object will attract the negative charges which is present in that uncharged object. Or if you bring a negatively charged object to this uncharged object, it will attract the positive charges which is present in it. Children, I hope it is clear from the previous videos that how a charged comb is attracting paper bits and how it will be bending a narrow stream of water flow. We will discuss many more activities related to static charges in our coming modules. Now you should write the points which is given here in your notebook. So the main points which we have discussed today are electric charge of two types, positive and negative charges. Like charges repel and unlike charges attract each other. Electric charges produced by rubbing are static, that is, they are at rest. So I hope today's portions are clear. You should learn these topics regularly. Thank you. Have a nice day.